Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ironside cast, where we are continuing with the June, it is June I'm believing, yes it is June, the June tournament, where we now have Series 1.2 Game 1 on Vork's Farmlands. Let's go through the players. Representing the jumps today, we have Mthis as the Wehrmacht with another command choice. We have Commander Section as the Mthis with another command choice. And for double Soviets we have Arthas with another commander. And Duke Marmalade without a commander. See how this turns out for them. This is potentially going to be a very short match or long match. You never know with these tournaments. On Vork's Farmlands no less, but people are moving up rapidly as we can see. These players are really ready to take it to the fight. Immediately heading out there to secure as much ground as they possibly can. Let's see. Storm Pioneers are moving up pretty far there. And with the Pioneers of the Wehrmacht are slowly creeping southwards. They'll soon encounter the Sapper side wager. We have lots of conscripts coming out here in the field early for Arthas. Nothing too unusual, but the Storm Pioneers have moved up pretty far, which could lead them to be in a vulnerable position. They could easily be outflanked here. There's already conscripts on the flank. And now if they can just somehow get enough troops close enough. Indeed, the Storm Pioneers have to really reconsider where they're located. Here we are going to see a Molotov. Denying some of the cover there. And then a Great Bean Dust. Those Storm Pioneers have to move quickly. Losing members there. That's very costly. They lose a lot of firepower when they lose squad members. And while we have the Wehrmacht engaging with the Soviets down here, having occupied the structure. But the Volkskrieger on the flank here using the hay. So the Storm Pioneers were forced back, and an open flank is probably going to fall to the Soviet Union at this point. Looks like the Volkskrieger of the Wehrmacht is pushing southwards very rapidly, fighting across the open fields. The sandbags of the Soviets might hold for a little bit longer, but the Pioneers are going to get some good flanking shots here, but more conscripts are arriving. Conscripts are quickly tossing a Molotov, force the Pioneers off. First we have command choice. This is Leichter, I believe. I believe the symbol there is for the Leichter Division. Check. Indeed, that is Leichter. And Panzer for the Waffen-SS. No command choices yet for the Soviets.
We have more conscripts at our disposal.
So the Volkskrieger will slowly win out here. Has not been the easiest fight for them though. You know, the Soviets are securing an open flank here. Our Storm Pioneers are trying to move to stop them. Quickly advancing up here. They're planning to do a grenade assault, but it's not working out because they're fighting Fontseviki, not conscripts, and Fontseviki are fairly accurate with their guns. They know how to aim. Conscripts are pushed back, but more conscripts are arriving to fill the blanks. Soviets are so far doing what the Soviets do best, filling the map with their bodies. Lots of Soviet troops are arriving on this battlefield. Kuhlwagen and MG42 in the fields, unique to Leichter, at least for the Wehrmacht. Ooh, it's not suppressing. Oh, that's a dead Volkskrieger score. That's a big loss for the Germans early. Pioneers are holding down here still. Kuhlwagen should not overextend, but it does slow down that squad entirely. The MG42 is very lethal. So one of the Soviets have picked commander. Looks like Arthas has gone for motorized. No commander ship for Duke Marmalade. Hitler Youth are trying to advance up here against conscripts, which is probably something that Hitler Youth can beat, especially with the Storm Pioneers for support. Because conscripts do not have good aim at all. Rain assault into conscript's position. Molotov been returned, but the Molotov is dodged easily. And those conscripts are not going to hold long. But it has allowed the Soviets to advance all the way up here to the Axis munitions point. See more Hitler Youth are arriving to try and fill on the front line. Not too unusual. Conscripts are going to have to fall back here. That's a grenade from the Hitler Youth. Destroying the cover with an incendiary grenade, actually. Well, the Wehrmacht has managed to push down here towards the southern field points. Kuhlwagen is being quite aggressive, which is probably very good. So you can see he's doing a lot of work here against the conscripts. But we have a Jeeber running here with a Dushka on top, which can just chew through the Kuhlwagen, as we can see. 50 caliber bullets will really do that quick. Comanches for the Soviets? Not yet. But the Soviets need to act quick here, I feel. Germans are spreading out some troops to keep an eye on the ground. And the north is theirs. After some early casualties, Germans are sort of stabilizing here. But the Duske team is doing a lot of work. We do have an MG-34 setting up here for the Wehrmacht. Jeep has to move very quick. There is a TM-35 mine for the Soviets on the roads. We'll see if that gets useful later. We have a good match sitting up here. Maxim for the Soviets as well. Moving on these pioneers on the retreats. Ooh, that's not an easy retreat. Indeed, the squad got entirely annihilated. They have a demo charge being prepared here by the Soviets. They probably plan to booby trap this structure. Which is a very smart move, actually, because this structure can be quite a pain to deal with sometimes. They will deny to the Germans. The Empire, DPM farm, Fonzaviki moving up, mines being laid here by the Soviets. They're really working good here on preventing the territory from being used by the Germans. Good to see. Territory denial is a pretty big deal. So it's moving up here to secure the fuel point, but it's an MG-34 that might set up. And conscripts' aim on is not that good. Indeed, the conscripts realize what's happening. Trying to get out of line of sight. But it's not working. He lost one member at least. It looks like the Soviets control a big pocket in the center of the map, but the Germans are almost controlling the flanks. This could be a problem for the Soviets. You don't want to be caught in the pocket. Still no command choice from the Duke Marmalade. Oh, good Molotov there on the Sturm Grenadiers. For basically no munitions, you can deny ground with a Molotov. The Soviets are still moving around here. There are some Grenadiers standing around waiting. They're going to try and flank, but the MG-34 can hit them from here. Do get some good shots in on the Grenadiers and actually almost killed them. They have to pull back. Also get some sappers moving down here to secure the victory points. Remember, the tournament does have victory points, but it's 1,000 on each side. I guess it's just to make it so people have something to fight over and it doesn't turn into too long of a stalemate. But 1,000 points does give people enough time to get to the heavier stuff. We have a Jeep moving around quick. Just get ready to fire. There is a Panzerbüchse on these pioneers. But Maxim could try and prevent that. Oh no! Good shot from the Panzerbüchse, clears out the truck. They do have a T-70 arriving on the northern flank for the Soviet Union. And also Minesfield is being prepared. Duke Marmalade is prepared for anything that might happen. Germans are doing their best to dig in. Taking some mud bunkers here with the Hitler Youth. MT-34 is in trouble here. But the conscripts suck at aiming, so I think it can get away safely. Conscripts are not the best units at killing units on the retreat because they're not very accurate, as you can see. But conscripts are cheap and you can amass them very quickly, which is kind of the power of the Soviet Union. Plus they get cheaper as you tech up now with the Soviets. So for each base building you have, they become a little bit cheaper. Which is a big deal, by the way, because that means you can replace your losses or just get more men. T-70 now supporting here against the Hitler Youth. But I don't think this T-70 is going to get far. We do a Panzerfaust here on the upgrade thrown out from the hatch. That's something you can do with the T-70. Panzerfaust are upgraded on the Sturmgrenadiers, but the T-70 can just stay out of range. Conscripts mowed down, but conscripts are fairly cheap. It's not a big of a loss. We kind of expected to lose conscripts, really, I feel. Both conscripts moving around. Also conscripts from the other flank coming up. Shrapnel round being loaded. Panzerbüchse trying to get some shots in, but the frontal armor of the T-70 is actually surprisingly high. It's all slow, so the Panzerbüchse is going to have trouble at range piercing the front. This allows the Soviets to slowly move up. We do also have a Panzer IV F1 arriving here for the Germans. Perhaps the Wehrmacht can utilize that to start pushing on the southern flank. It is. 2 machine guns, actually 3 machine guns now, and a stop-dose gun, which is surprisingly useful against lighter targets. E70 pushing upwards here. Bunker has been destroyed. Hitler Youth on the retreat. Doom Pioneers moving northwards, but they have no anti-tank capabilities. So they have to be cautious when there's a T-70 around, because even though its main gun is not good against infantry, the little DPM and the scare factor is pretty big. Troops are not keen on fighting armored vehicles if they have nothing to fight them with. And while we have this Panzer IV doing a lot of work already, but there is a CIS gun being pulled up, and the Peter has actually penetrated it, pulling the gun on the top. I guess it didn't really penetrate, it just hit the guy on the top. But there are Pioneers nearby that can repair it. Germans also securing the southern fuel, but conscripts and tank hunters are moving out to intercept them. Here on the northern flank, the Soviets trying to probe a bit, but the Waffen-SS pull out their own tank, but they already got damaged heavily by something. Damaged it. Did the T-70 do it? Or an AT grenade? But guys, these conscripts are dead. Mode down there and retreat. About the Ladung touchdown here. Touched. F1 quickly moving around. Hitler Youth engaged with the conscripts, but the conscripts got the jump on them. Hitler Youth mode down. Little minefield laid here by the Soviets. They're really doing a lot of area denial. I like to see it. Panzerjägers have been called into the field by the Panzerschreck. Not Waffen-SS, the Wehrmacht is on the move quickly with the Panzer IV. The CIS has to relocate quick. Let's see if the anti-tank team can actually do anything with that PTS against the F1. So far doing a good job killing the gunner on top each time. But the CIS gun is their main threat. And if Filippo could shoot it down, he's gonna focus on it. Oh! Almost put them down, but the one shot that did a lot of work. Now we have a lot of conscripts coming into support. They did clear out the AT gun though, and now the Panzer IV could act with impunity. Germans did suffer some heavy infantry losses though, but the Panzer IV is still around. Explosive round loaded to deal with the conscripts. Misses. And yet are quickly rushing up. So they're going to grab the MT-44. But I might actually risk them dying. But so far it seems to be working out. MT-44 is still trying. They had to reload and everything. But that building is providing enough cover for the conscripts. You know, the northern flank has fallen to the Waffen-SS. Completely missed that, but they were mostly clearing out mines by the looks of it. D-70s relocating to the southern flank, potentially. The Soviets might need some more support down there. But a very good match here today. D-70 on the move. Oh, Panzer IV got taken out here by captured Panzerfaust on the tank hunters. Missed that. D-70 quickly moving forwards. Being a little bit of a danger here to the machine gun teams. Strapped and around loaded. Ooh, got a good shot there, destroying much of the hay and wounding them. Also, we have a last Barton moving up here and open blitz quickly. Not sure what for. This will be very careful with its positioning, especially with the T-70 around. Could flank this machine gun. So the machine gun's been auto hold fire for now. And ambushing itself. Hope to avoid detection from the T-70. Who's gonna drive close enough though to spot them. There we go, they spotted. And with that, they just pull back safely. There's a Pak-40 being rolled up though. But smart use of an attempt to try and ambush, to try and remain still. We have a Puma on the field on the northern flank, a vehicle we don't often see. But it's cool to see the Puma. The Puma is nice. Missed with a high explosive though. Remember, this place is still booby trapped by the Soviets. What's we have a command chest? 67, that might be tank destroyer? Indeed, it is tank destroyer. T-54 trying to flank the Panzer IV. Succeeds. That's going to be a problem here for the Germans. You have a Panzerjäger nearby. One needs to be cautious when dealing with the T-34. Commander got killed there. They do try to push it away with a Panzerfaust there, but T-34 just remains at distance. German is having a hard time dealing with the Soviets down here now. So Germans need to realize or think about what to do next. They do have another Puma coming out here. Good to see the Puma. I barely get to see the Puma in action. Let's see, the MGs are still working out in favor for the Germans, as they should. Germans rely on machine guns. And it's a very good sign of a play if they utilize their machine guns a lot, but still only one here. Having 2 machine guns covering each other would probably be the optimal play. But it's working out here because the Soviets have like no cover to work with. Puma can deal with the T-70 fairly enough, alongside the pack, of course. So the T-70 is down, T-34 is relocating. Mthis is still holding on up here with the Puma. Hitler Youth are supplementing the front line the best they can. Panzerjägers do go down though. And Sevilla killing a lot of people whenever they retreat. Oh, we have a smaller 80 gun here from the Soviets, unique to Tank Destroyer, I believe. So it's just looking outside for a win. Puma should not stay when there's a tank hunter nearby. Their PTS could penetrate it. Yeah, doing a little bit of damage to the front there. And the Germans are definitely needing to get something heavier out. They still hold 1 victory point and 1 fuel point, which is for now giving them enough resources, I think, to keep up, but not for long. As the Soviets are slowly starting to amass more and more things. We have more T-34s riding. So the Sturmgrenadiers got stopped there by a conscript of all things. But because there's a lack of cover for the Sturmgrenadiers to use. What are the Germans doing? Bring on an Aufklärer. And we are seeing full tech up here for the Waffen. That's probably not a bad choice. We need to get some heavier weaponry out. The Waffen taking this kind of awkward compared to the other factions, I feel, at the moment. It's not very hard, much harder to get to your heavier stuff. Looks like these Germans are clearing out some Soviet mines. Molotov being tossed over. Ooh, and I don't realize. Oh, that's gonna be painful. That Sturmpioneer squad got mowed down, yeah. Puma got hit there. There's a small 80 gun down here. And Sis takes it out. The Wehrmacht is trying to dig in, but it's not really working out for them at the moment. And the Sis guns provide adequate artillery support. So the Germans need to always be cautious where they position themselves. And now the Soviets also securing an orphan flank here. There's nothing to stop them. But the Sturmgrenadiers are pretty good at their job. Especially when they equip with an MG42. Also, they have these Sturmgrenadiers they life for support. Also, we have the Guards of the Tank Destroyer Regiment here. Or Division, rather. But now a Puma pushes up. There's a PTIS from the officer. Oh, they got hit by the 80 gun. And the Puma back off. So you can't, but a T-34 will try and stop it. Smoke pops. T-34 has to probably pull back here. Oh, pack missed. High explosive hits the sandbags. And we have a Molotov here from the tank hunters. Right on the pack there, that's not good. We have a good fight here. That tank has to be very cautious with their movements, throwing another Molotov here. Hitting. Actually, they missed. That was probably good for the Germans there. But the Sturmgunners are still holding on in a very good position here. Oh, they started to lose a man right there. First time securing the northern victory points. Puma needs repairs. They could just drive it back here for repairs. They seem to be doing that now. The T-54 is threatening the southern flank. The Eagle Mine has been prepared by the looks of it. I can barely see it there next to the corpses. There's also a pack pointing down here, but it doesn't have sight range. Smoke grenade popped. MTS Sherman being prepared here, unique to Soviet motorized. Then the Sherman. Soviets keep pushing up across the entire front line here. That's the power of the conscripts. It just allows the Soviets to have this field presence. No other faction can kind of keep up with, unless they go very specific commanders. The machine gun has to turn. That is enough of an angle. But more Soviets are pouring in. We have another command tank arriving here for the Mthis. Puma is prepared. We also have Luke's tank arriving. A Panzer II. T-54 pushing up. They spot the pack. Got dazed by a pack shot. MTS trying to take its lock here. Oh, pack missed. They can replenish though, thanks to the Uber Blitz nearby. Double pack. That could actually threaten the M-ship, but the frontal armor is really working out here. Looks like the Mthis is preparing a mechanized push forwards. I'm gonna head to the north. Sturmgunner is following up behind the Puma. Panzer II on the move, but it is a assist gun. It can dodge the assist though. Assist turning. And so as to keep moving. Panzer II is fairly mobile as a tank, but with the tank hunter destroyer guards nearby, they can Panzerfaust it. Indeed, they're trying to do so. They're trying to anti-tank grade it actually. But the Panzer II can just keep moving. Panzerfaust on the command tank. Panzer II is doing a decent job despite this. But the SIS is still operational. Now there's a T-54 coming, which I don't think the Panzer II can do anything against. Yeah, it's been dazed. But the frontal armor is holding up somehow. Don't ask me how. Oh, now it's gonna die. Yep. Pack 27 on the flank here. There's also a Panzer Strike arm on the Sturm Pioneers. Pack has to penetrate. Not looking good for the Germans here. They're running out of steam. The Soviets just have a lot more troops massed. But it is the power of the Soviet Union. They are potentially the strongest faction in Ironside, I'd say. Ironside / Spearhead. Because the Soviets just have tools for everything you need, and they can have the manpower spare to everything. Like, if you need to fill the ranks with men, just get conscripts. They can cover the field for you. Pakistan having any luck here. Katyusha rockets are now landing amongst the Germans. Oh, destroying a machine gun team there. Not looking good for the Germans at all. Now, how can they turn this around, potentially? They don't even have the ability to do a full tech up yet. How can they turn this around? Because the Soviets are getting more and more equipment. They're getting a second Katyusha at the moment. The tank destroyer guards now just preparing to dig in. Storm Pioneers are trying to assault though. That's not gonna work. Especially after that. Ooh, losing a Storm Grenadier like that, that's painful. Storm Grenadiers are not cheap infantry. So we have a command car on the field now. And what can the Germans do in this case? Let's see, the Elf class trying to do his best here to cover the pack, but he's just one man with a rifle. Honestly, he's doing a pretty good job despite this. And the Germans are trying to get more equipment quick. Looks like the Wehrmacht is trying to do an assault down here. Using the Volksgrenadiers to their advantage. Gonna kill on the bunker, that's good. But now there's an M-chair they have to worry about. And a Molotov on the position, ooh. Command car nearby. Volksgrenadiers are gonna take too much fire there. Throwing a smoke grenade. The Soviets are doing an assault close to the German base now. Pushing one into the front line. Command car got destroyed, I heard. Officer's still alive though. There's a bit of a glider coming in now for the Soviets. So we have to see the Soviet airborne on the field too. Unique call into motorized, I believe. We rarely see them nowadays. But it's a little bit hard to get to the battle groups now because you need to build this, the forward headquarters, to get them. So here we have the Soviet airborne landing on the glider. But right in front of the enemy fire. We'll probably expect us to have the landing not be that directed in the enemy. I feel the Germans are not going to be able to turn this around. Unless something drastic happens. You can speed up time a bit. If anything else happens. Just basic bombardments. Germans doing their best to just hold on here. But I don't see how the Germans can do anything by just digging in and letting them die to victory points. We do see the Puma on the move now up here. But the Soviets are moving to intercept. We see a Panzer IV-G being prepared by the Wehrmacht. And Soviets, the Waffen-SS is now getting the first SS Panzer Grenadiers. We'll see if those have any impact on changing this. D-54 advancing. Which can certainly threaten that Puma easily. There's a pack. Pack us to penetrate. Fragmentation round doesn't hit. Puma took a shot there. Germans are pushed pretty close to their base now. Actually just at the edge of it. But they're gonna Panzergrenadiers on the fields. Will they be enough? Probably not without any upgrades. German squads are really relying on upgrades generally. Because they're mostly just armed with Kar-98s unless you upgrade them. That's they are accurate with their Kar-98s if they're elite, but still. Panzer IV-G is going to try to do his best to hold on here for the Wehrmacht, but it's just a waiting game for the Soviets now. Because they have all 3 victory points, so they can just keep the Germans locked into their base. They'll win by basically just by waiting.
Now stand at 300 points.
So not looking good here for the Germans. They get another command tank. Puma's being repaired. Panzergrenadiers are just waiting around for new orders. And the power of the Soviet Union is quite obvious in this fight here. Panzer IV trying to do his best here, but MCS nearby. Man tank moving up, that's probably not a good idea. MCS gonna kill it, yeah. And MCS got a good shot, then they Panzer IV. G misses. He has to pull back. Looks like it might manage to do so successfully. But this is going on. We don't see much of the other flank. Much of the fighting has been over this little field area now. The packs are just not penetrating enough. But the pack front is pretty obvious at this point. Oh, and here comes the Katusha. Yeah, the Katyushas are gonna make it very hard, but the Katyushas only firing short barrage. It's probably to conserve their ammunition at the moment. They don't have a lot of munitions to work with, I imagine, because they're spending it all on upgrades. Especially because these Soviet airborne are quite costly to arm, I think. They are pretty good infantry. And there's a lack of German machine guns over here. There's a Panzer IV though. And D is actually a pretty good deal with the infantry because it can be equipped with armor with high explosive shells as its basic weapon, as you can see here, which is unique amongst German tanks. Not many German tanks actually get that. I'm gonna push up here. That's not good. Yeah, gets taken out. Ooh, M hits the Panzer IV. Well, this is going on, the Soviets also prodding up here and actually doing a pretty successful job on it. More Katyusha rockets are coming in. Oh, one hitting the Panzer IV in the rear, killing it. I would have the Soviets are going to assault again with the infantry invigorated. They're going into range of the machine gun soon. And immediately you can see the effect. Oh, yeah, the Soviets take heavy loss for that machine gun. But the Soviets are threatening the German base directly. Like, it's good play from the German team to hold on this long, but at this point it's lost. I'm pretty sure at this point it's just lost. Lieutenant even calls in the artillery barrage here, just to deny that pack. Yeah, it's not looking good here for them. We can speed up time again. I'm just gonna fight until the victory points run out. I suppose they have the honor to do that, I guess. Maybe a gentleman's agreement between the players, I don't know. But it's not looking good for the Germans here, I can say that. And the Germans are just caught in their base at this point, being shelled continuously. As the Soviets just have the advantage. Mortar rounds, Katyusha rockets, everything. You can hear the rockets again. Quickly just destroying everything here. And I'm not going to do much in this situation. Like, I will say, brave from the Germans can still try and fight. And we're going to see a final push here, but I don't think it's going to reach the front line. Just as the new Katyusha rockets land. Oh, and that's going to be a solid Soviet victory for this one. I'll see you all next game, everyone. Bye-bye.